Today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the LEGO DC Comics Superheroes Set 76045, the Kryptonite Interception. A smaller build, it only has 306 pieces, but does contain a Batman minifigure, as well as 2 LexCorp henchmen. It does have a choking hazard, as it is recommended for, well, not kids under 3 years of age. It is also for the Batman v Superman line, so really excited to get ourselves the Batmobile in LEGO form. The back of the package shows you what the set will look like once it's built. You have the Batmobile. You get kind of like a forklift, a very small vehicle. Yet, usually that's what LEGO does. They give you like a larger vehicle, and then you always get like the little smaller vehicles. Comes with a skid, which looks like it comes with 3 containers of Kryptonite, which is very cool as well. And shows you some of the functionality or all the little gimmicks that are attached to this set as well. LEGO's getting really more into the gimmicks, I find. So like the forklift can move up and down. You can eject the henchman from the back of the forklift. It's cool. And of course, let's not also forget that you get a comic book included as well. To check out more or also to build something super, be sure to head over to www.lego.com/DC Superheroes. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up and get it built, but when we come back, we're getting a better look at 76045, the Kryptonite Interception. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Just before we have a look at the set, the folks over at LEGO also give you a small little mini comic, nothing substantial, but enough for you to sit down and kind of have a little blast reading all about the Batman and Superman battle. Kind of just gives you a little brief kind of walkthrough, not necessarily movie related or like heavy on movie spoilers or anything like that, but just a little fun comic that you can read there. Like, this doesn't really happen. So, I mean, like, again, it's just like an inspired by mini comic. We'll put that to the side. You also get not one, as indicated, one down below, but you get 2 instruction guides. The first one kind of gives you mostly just the build for the forklift here, and also shows you how to put together the skid. The more beefier instruction guide shows you how to put together the Batmobile, all of which I'll show you guys right now. Okay, so let's have a look at the minifigures that come included with this set as well. You get henchman number 1. That's not really his name. I'm sure his real name is like Phil or Tom or something like that. He comes with a bazooka, although it's not really his. I mean, it could be really anybody's. It kind of looks like a fish, too. One of the things also that LEGO seems to be incorporating, as mentioned in the beginning of this review, is a lot of gimmick-heavy things now, which doesn't take away from the sets at all. One is the new triggering things that they have on the tops that can fire caps. So, like for example, there's a little trigger at the top. You squeeze it or you push it down, and it shoots off the little cap. And those are easy. I mean, you can add anything on the end of it for this to flip out. Kind of an expansion from the flick firing missiles that came included with the other LEGO sets, or the original sets. Now they kind of get a little more creative. So we'll put that to the side. So Phil or Tom or whatever his name is has slicked back hair. He also has 2, if I can get the face completely around, there we go. He has 2 different face prints. One is a little more angrier than the other. Wearing a LexCorp shirt in green with black slacks on the back, LexCorp. Put him right here. We'll maybe get him to sit for a second. And then you also have LexCorp member, excuse me, LexCorp member number 2. That's also not his name. I'm going to call this guy Bobby Joe. Again, that's not really his name. He has the that slicked hair that we've seen with, I think, Joker's had this hairstyle. I mean, there's been lots of LEGO characters that have had this sort of hairstyle. And he also has an angrier face as well. And lastly, because you are going to get a Batmobile in the set, you have to have a Batman. And I just dropped the Batarang. But there's Batman. easily my favorite Batman minifigure that we've ever gotten. I know that's a pretty bold statement, but that is a true statement. I love the look of the Batman v Superman Batman minifigure. Like that it's tanned. He's kind of got like a tanned color to his face. I love the bat outfit. I love that his ears are short. The new cloth capes seem a little more pliable. There's a lot to love about this little guy. That's what it looks like underneath. He also has 2 different faces as well. If you want a more angrier Batman, you can do that. So there's Batman. Now he comes with 2 batarangs. He had 1 in his hand, and Butterfingers here dropped it. But he also comes with 2. He comes with 1 other, so you get 2 batarangs with the minifigures. So let's have a look at the vehicles themselves. The smaller of the 2 builds was this little, again, like a little forklift. It's a fun little build. This one also has an elastic. You can see that you can push down the forks, and it brings the forklift forks back up. You only get 1 elastic band, so caution, don't break it. But I guess you could replace it with, if you have a small enough. I almost feel like that's the size of like braces elastics, so you could probably just swap those out as well. 4 tires, rolls very easily. It's got some flick fire missiles that pop out. Probably will do a little bit better than I just did. And there is a canopy that can tip back. We'll take one of the LexCorp members there, and you can have them inside the forklift. What's the forklift carrying? Well, it has a little wood skid of these 3 Kryptonite gems, or little Kryptonite stones. And let's quickly have a look at that, and then we'll kind of look back at the forklift here. Each one of these come in a little tiny container. You can take the lids off. This really reminds me of Mr. Freeze. But the Kryptonite stones inside, but you can also remove as well if you wanted to. A fun way to present these. You kind of have to offset them. You kind of have to space them out from one another so they will fit on the skid, all 3 of them. There you go. And some handles on the side there as well. So that sits just on the top of the forklift, as you can see. And it holds it well. There's no issues or anything like that. Okay, so the other gimmick that this comes with too is there's a little tab at the back here. And you can flick it, and it flips this over, and it pops off the back of the little roll bar cage, and it knocks out the little LexCorp employee. And workers' comp, don't even tell me about workers' comp. He's probably going to have to be off work for the next, well, he's going to have to be off work probably for the rest of his life. As you can see how that flicks off very easily. Fun as well. And there's only really 2 Lego tab brick pegs. So there's not a lot to hold this in place, so it comes off very easily. So that's good too. All right, so we put that there. Let's put the skid of Kryptonite on the top, and let's do our best not to knock that over. Let's have a look at the larger vehicle that came in this set, and that is the Batmobile. There's 1 sticker on the outside that has to be applied, and that's the Bat logo. You can lift up the cockpit kind of canopy there. There's a couple of stickers on the inside as well, some little control console stickers. Overall, I like the Batmobile. I kind of have just 1 little nitpick, a little bit of hair there. I have 1 nitpick though. I wish it was gray. I don't really know why Lego decided, because they did this also with the Batwing. They made it black. The Batwing I can get away with. The Batmobile, on the other hand, is clearly gray in the movie, and yet Lego ended up making it black. That's a little on the disappointing side. Oh, by the way, these back pieces aren't supposed to be there. According to the instructions, I think the back of the Batmobile just looks like this, but I just had some extra pieces, so I just stuck those on the back. But yeah, I wish it was gray. I wish the Batmobile was gray and not black. Has the gun turrets on the front. Now these fire just like the bazooka. Pop and pop. And as you can see, those pop right out. And you just replace them on the front. There's one. And two. There we go. Two smaller tires on the front. Two larger tires on the back. It's a couple little fins that can move as well. I found the hardest part of putting together the Batmobile was these pieces right here. These pieces, let me just see if I can pull one off here. It's just like a little fork clip, but you actually have to get it inside and attach it to that little prong that's sticking out. It's not the easiest, but I would say that that was probably the trickiest thing to do for the Batmobile. You can take Batman, just lift these up here. And these also move out too, so they move up and out. You can take Batman, put him inside the Batmobile, try your best not to drop him. There we go. And you can close up the canopy. There's Batman in the Batmobile. Other things that you can do with the Batmobile too, these little back fins move up and down, not a lot. And these also hinge forward and back. And again, like these little fins also move up and down as well. So you can kind of just move it around depending on how you want to have it displayed. Love the Batmobile, wish it was gray. That's my only critique. As it goes for Lego sets, this set's a little bit more reasonable than the Batwing because you're getting a little bit more smaller things. The forklift is a little bit smaller in size, and then of course the Batmobile is a little bit smaller in size than the Batwing. Retail price, I think it's about $39. It's just shy of $40 for this set. I like the Batmobile. I like the forklift, and just kind of move it over without knocking over the Kryptonite. There we go. I like the set. Just wish the Batmobile was gray. That's all. But yeah, overall a fun set. I like, and especially, let's not overlook the fact that Batman is by far, if you ask me, one of the coolest Batman figures, minifigures that we've gotten in Lego treatment. Today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at the Batman. Well, it was more so the DC Comics superheroes, but it was clearly Batman v Superman. We're having a look today at set 76045, the Kryptonite Interception. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more Toy Spots and more Lego reviews heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.